Hello YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Charting a Course, which is a high school course done by Christian Light Education, but you need three components. Obviously you've got your answer key with the answers in, but you also get the teacher's material, and it's just two sides. And in this one there are 5 units. Each unit, unlike Christian ethics for youth, these ones actually do have two self-checks and a light unit. No, 3 self-checks and a light unit test in each. Christian Ethics for Youth, which is also by Christian Light Education, does not. It just has the test at the end of the unit. It's based on this course, which is based on this book called Charting a Course in Your Youth, serious course to examine your faith, focus and finances. So it's basically a bit PDE, personal development-y. It has 24 chapters. It is very practical, and it also focuses on flying, because that's what the author's main job was, Gary Miller. So, far more than a book on finances, Charting a Course will help youth establish a life pattern that channels their time, talents and resources into the kingdom of God. So it's, how do you deal with your finances, with credit, and work towards building the kingdom, which is interesting in itself, but also how do you stay within budget for a household. And I think that's really important, to be fair. So if you look at the first unit, you've got 15 lessons and then a test, 3 self-checks, but you've also got textbook introduction. So there's the lesson, reading for understanding, completing the sentences, then circle the answer, proverb of the day, and then lesson 2. So it starts off fairly, and then lesson 3 it ramps it up, 4, 5. Then you've got 6, and it's important of vision, and it slowly becomes your vision, so what you want to do. So there's the light unit test in the middle, but it's then becomes, what do you want to do? What career do you want to have? What plans do you have? What are you planning to do with your life? What is biblical stewardship? What's a mission? Dutch Mennonites, because obviously Christian education is a Dutch Mennonite and Anabaptist, so that's kind of cool. So we have all sorts of interesting things, some of it useful, some of it not. But it's interesting to note that how American credit cards work is different to UK credit cards. In the UK, we need a credit card to buy a white good, so a fridge or a freezer, a washing machine, because actually it's better for you to do so, and it's also safer. So say your fridge freezer breaks down after the first month you bought it, you can send it back, and the bank will make sure that you get the replacement or your money back. So you're covered that way, if that makes sense. This is 2. So what's Jesus' view on those? Biblical value system, stewards. So it's really good. There's also a lot of reading, both within this. So you've got to read a section. So look at the intro. 1, 2. So it's about 6 pages per chapter. You've also got some further reading and questions at the end. So even if you don't have the Christian Light Education student guides, but you just have this book, you've got questions to answer at the end of each chapter, and there are 24 chapters in this. And if we go to about the author section, So about Christian Aid Ministries, who they are and what they do. And then Gary Miller, information about here. Gary has authored the Kingdom Focused Living series, microfinance manuals, and several booklets for outreach purposes. So, and also there are pictures all the way throughout, and it's practical, and it gives you practical life examples from Gary and from other people, which is always not a bad thing. How did they manage their money? What did they do wrong? And then within this, you also get information to read. So you're like, what is a steward? What is a good steward? How does it work? What does it function? Because look, focuses on stuff like suggesting plenty of food, freedom of worship, godly parents, skills. So what skills do they have? Really, really basic kind of stuff. And you've got space at the back. So if you want to take some more notes, you can, or you want to do some research, you can stick stuff down in there. So that's 1 and 2. We've looked at 5. We'll do a brief look at 3. Personal discipline. What is personal discipline? Putting your vision into action, diligence in the workplace. It's not just about building God's kingdom. It's about building yourself and building a budget and dealing with money in real time, choosing a career, looking at finance, all these kind of cool things. And then 4. And I mean, there's information so you get about the course components, procedures, syllabus, course outline. So you need textbook, student light units, 5 of those, an answer key and teacher's manual, and then what it means. And you've got to get 80 out of 100 to pass each lesson, and 80 out of each self-check, and 80 out of each light unit test. So it's not actually about making you rich, it's about conserving what you've got, making the best of your budget, and putting your money to good use. You know, it's not about making a millionaire. It's about actually, can you pay your bills? Can you feed yourself? Can you get little treats that you might want? See, look. And can you actually give back? Which is kind of cool. You know, we're not looking at buying any condos or anything. It's just basic stuff, because weirdly enough, basic principles can lead to great monetary growth if done right. So you a bit on credit there, and private loans. How do they work? Why do they work? What are the pitfalls? Because I think it's important that people know. Materialism, is that useful? Is it useful? Why is it useful? Is it not? What traps are there? So yeah, so you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light units with 15 lessons in. So you've got 15 lessons. 3 of those will be self-checks and a test, and you've got to get 80 and above to pass. You've got the answer key for the test and the teacher's guide in there, and this is half a unit, half a credit course towards a high school diploma. And then you've also got the book, which has got 24 chapters in, but each chapter, like for instance, let's say we pick Consider Before Committing, which is chapter 20. You read it all. There may be some other activities that you've got to do in the chapter, and then there's for further reading and reflection. So some questions there that you can also do on top of whatever is in your light unit. So I hope you've enjoyed this very thorough review of charting a course in your youth. It's a high school PD course that looks at focus, career focus, general focus to work, discipline to work, faith focus and finances, but also career building, budget planning, money management skills, life management skills. What does it take to be a missionary? Do you want to be a missionary? Is that something that you're interested in? If not, this will help you to sort of think, do you want to be somebody that builds and creates things? So it's a really good course, so do check it out. It's on the Christian Light website, and thank you so much for watching this review. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and please do click the notification bell for my latest video. Bye!